All right, how's everybody doing today? It is episode number 2 of From the Stretch. This is Tuesday, November 12th, 2024, and I'm your host and gracious moderator for this look back at events over the course of the history. I'm Jason DeCanio. Tonight we have 3 more interesting events that happened on this date, November 12th. And the first one we're going to be looking at will be the fall of a revolutionary. Leon Trotsky expelled from the Communist Party. Yes, this happened back in 1927. And then we'll fast forward to 1954 with the closing of Ellis Island. A historic gateway ends. I think it should be reopened, but that's my opinion. And then we'll jump to 1990 with the birth of the World Wide Web. Tim Berners-Lee's proposal. It should be a very interesting one at that. We have our From the Stretch ready to go. So let's take a look and see where we're going to be winding up here, as all of our information comes from the Day in Hist, or that Day in History. Yes, the first one up on the board will be the fall of the revolutionary. Leon Trotsky expelled from the Communist Party. Let's take a look at it right now. Pull it up. Here we go. And so on this date, took a look at this picture here. November 12, 1927, Leon Trotsky, or Trotsky, that is, prominent leader of the Russian Revolution and a key figure in the early Soviet government, was expelled from the Soviet Communist Party. Now, this event marked a significant turning point in the internal power struggle within the Soviet Union and foreshadowed Trotsky's eventual exile from the country. His removal from the party was not just a personal setback, but also reflected the broader political machinations and ideological conflicts that characterized the early years of the Soviet regime. Here's a picture of Trotsky. Leon Trotsky played a pivotal role in the Russian Revolution of 1917, where he served as the leader of the Bolshevik Red Army and was instrumental in the Bolsheviks' rise to power. A brilliant orator and strategist, Trotsky advocated for the theory of permanent revolution, which emphasized the needs for continuous revolutionary activity to ensure the success of socialism. And he believed that the revolution should spread internationally, contrasting sharply with the more nationalistic approaches of his contemporaries, particularly Joseph Stalin. Initially, Trotsky was a key ally of Vladimir Lenin, and a major architect of the new Soviet state. However, after Lenin's death in 1924, a power struggle erupted within the Communist Party. Trotsky found himself increasingly at odds with Stalin, who was consolidating power and advocating for socialism in one country. This ideological divide marked the beginning of Trotsky's downfall within the party. Trotsky's expulsion from the Communist Party on November 12, 1927, was a culmination of a series of political maneuvers orchestrated by Stalin and his allies. Trotsky's opposition to Stalin's policies and leadership style made him a target within the party. The expulsion was not only a personal blow to Trotsky, but also a decisive moment that illustrated Stalin's growing authoritarian grip on the Soviet Union. Following his expulsion, Trotsky was forced into exile, first to Alma-Ata in Kazakhstan, and later to Turkey. His expulsion marked a significant moment in the history of the Soviet Union, as it signified the end of the early revolutionary leadership and the beginning of Stalin's dominance. The political climate in the Soviet Union became increasingly repressive, with dissenting voices silenced and purged from the party's ranks. Trotsky's legacy and impact, and despite his exile and the subsequent challenges he faced, he remained an influential figure in revolutionary politics and left a lasting impact on Marxist thought. He continued to write and advocate for his vision of socialism from abroad, criticizing Stalin's regime and warning of the dangers of bureaucratic totalitarianism. His writings, including The Revolution Betrayed, became critical texts for leftist movements around the world. His legacy is complex, as he is often viewed as a tragic figure who stood for revolutionary ideals but fell victim to the very system he helped create. His expulsion from the Communist Party on November 12, 1927, serves as a reminder of the internal conflicts that can arise within revolutionary movements and the consequences of ideological divisions. The power struggle between Trotsky and Stalin set the stage for future political purges and shaped the direction of the Soviet Union for decades to come. The expulsion of Leon Trotsky from the Soviet Communist Party on November 12, 1927, marked a significant turning point in the history of the Soviet Union and the broader context of revolutionary politics. It illustrated the fierce internal struggles that accompanied the consolidation of power in the early years of the communist regime. And as we reflect on this pivotal moment, we recognize its lasting impact on the course of Soviet history and the enduring lessons regarding ideology, power, and the complexities of political movements. There you have it. What an interesting article indeed. Wow. And that happened in 1927. Now let's move on to 1954 and the closing of Ellis Island, a historic gateway, ends. Okay, sorry about that, folks. We were interrupted, of course, by the computer rebooting itself. And what it does for that situation always happens right in the middle of a good recording. Okay, we're going to continue on where we left off. We're looking now at the closing of Ellis Island, a historic gateway, ends. All right, so let's put that up on the screen. We'll share screen it. Ta-da! Let's hope that this does not crash the system again. November 12th, 1954. Ellis Island, the historic immigration center that served as the gateway for millions seeking new life in the United States, officially closed its doors. Now, for over 6 decades, Ellis Island had been a symbol of hope, opportunity, and the American dream for countless immigrants who arrived on its shores. Its closure marked the end of an era in American immigration history and left a lasting impact on the narrative of the nation's diverse cultural landscape. Ellis Island was designated as an immigration station in 1892, and over the following years, it became the primary entry point for immigrants arriving in the United States. The island proceeded or processed more than 12 million newcomers, many of whom fled persecution, poverty, and violence in their home countries. The facility was a place where dreams were born and futures were forged, with families hoping for a chance to build a better life. The immigration process at Ellis Island was often grueling and lengthy, with many immigrants facing inspections, interviews, and medical examinations. And while some were granted entry, others were detained or sent back home. Despite the challenges, the island was seen as a beacon of hope, embodying the promise of America as a land of opportunity. For many, passing through its gates represented the fulfillment of a lifelong aspiration. The closing of Ellis Island in 1954 was significant not only as the end of its function as an immigration processing center, but also as a reflection of changing immigration policies in the United States. The mid 20th century saw a shift in the country's approach to immigration, with stricter laws and regulations coming into play. The last immigrants to be processed through Ellis Island symbolized a changing landscape where the journey of newcomers began to look very different from the mass migrations of the past. Ellis Island was officially closed as a processing center, but it never lost its place in American history. It remained an important cultural symbol, representing the struggles and triumphs of immigrants who contributed to the nation's growth. The island's rich history eventually led to its designation as a national monument in 1965, preserving its legacy and ensuring that the stories of those who passed through its gates would not be forgotten. Today, Ellis Island serves as a museum that educates visitors about the immigrant experience and the significance of immigration in shaping the United States. The Ellis Island National Museums of Immigration houses exhibits that explore the stories of immigrants, the challenges they faced, and the contributions to American society. It remains a place of reflection, honor, and learning, connecting people to their roots and to the diverse fabric of the nation. The legacy of Ellis Island extends beyond its physical closure. It embodies the ideals of hope, resilience, and the pursuit of the American dream. As discussions about immigration continue to evolve in contemporary society, the stories of those who passed through Ellis Island serve as a reminder of the enduring human spirit and the fundamental desire for a better life. The closure of Ellis Island on November 12th, 1954, marked a significant moment in American history, representing the end of a pivotal chapter in the nation's immigration narrative. As a symbol of hope and opportunity, the island continues to resonate with the stories of millions who sought refuge and a new beginning. Today, Ellis Island stands as a testament to the immigrant experience and the enduring impact of those who dared to dream of a better life in America. I say to this, it should be reopened now to let the new immigrants come in legally, for that matter. Okay, let's get back now and look at the final one of this event for today's November 12th, 2024. And this time we're going to be looking at the birth of the World Wide Web. This event right here marks the future of what we are today, some 24 years later. Let's take a look at Tim Berners-Lee's proposal. So on November 12th, 1990, British computer scientist Tim Berners-Lee published a formal proposal that would lay the groundwork for the World Wide Web. This groundbreaking concept revolutionized the way information is shared and communicated, ultimately leading to the internet as we know it today. Berners-Lee's vision transformed the digital landscape, enabling seamless access to information and connecting people across the globe. Tim Berners-Lee conceived the idea of the World Wide Web while working at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. Faced with the challenge of sharing information among researchers in a user-friendly way, he proposed a system that would utilize hypertext to allow users to easily navigate between different documents and resources. His proposal outlined a framework that included key components, the HTML or the hypertext markup language, the URL or the URI, actually the Uniform Resource Identifier, and HTTP or the Hypertext Transfer Protocol. The significance of Berners-Lee's proposal lay in its potential to democratize information. Unlike previous systems that required specialized knowledge to access and share information, the World Wide Web aimed to make this process accessible to everyone by creating a platform where documents could be linked and shared easily. Berners-Lee envisioned a tool that would foster collaboration and innovation across various fields. The introduction of the World Wide Web fundamentally changed the way people communicate, access information, and conduct business. Within a few years of its inception, the web expanded rapidly, with individuals and organizations recognizing its potential for outreach and connectivity. The rise of web browsers and search engines in the mid-90s transformed the online experience, making it easier for users to find information and interact with content. And as the web evolved, it became an essential part of everyday life, influencing social interactions, commerce, education, and entertainment. The ease of sharing information and connecting with others has fostered a global connection of collaboration and creativity. And from social media platforms to e-commerce sites, the World Wide Web has reshaped industries and opened up new possibilities for communication and expression. Tim Berners-Lee's proposal for the World Wide Web has had a lasting impact on society and continues to shape the world today. The web has become a fundamental infrastructure of modern life, connecting billions of users and facilitating the exchange of ideas, cultures, and information. And as technology advances, the web remains a crucial platform for innovation, with new developments in artificial intelligence, virtual reality, and blockchain emerging within this digital space. Moreover, the ongoing discussions surrounding internet access and digital equity emphasize the importance of Berners-Lee's vision. His commitment to an open and accessible web continues to inspire efforts to ensure that everyone can participate in the digital age. Berners-Lee himself has advocated for internet privacy, net neutrality, and the need for ethical practices in technology, reminding us of the responsibility that comes with such powerful tools. The publication of Tim Berners-Lee's proposal for the World Wide Web on November 12th of 1990 marked a transformative moment in history, laying the foundation for the internet as we know it today. His vision for an interconnected world has changed how we share information, connect with others, and conduct our lives. And as we reflect on this milestone, we recognize the profound influence of the World Wide Web on society and the continuing journey toward a more inclusive and innovative digital future. And there you have it, friends. 3 great historic events that took place on this date of November 12th. November 12th, a day of history. Yes, also used in the movie Back to the Future, November 12th, 1955. But that's for another day and another time, as they say, as tomorrow we'll look at the events that made November 13th a very interesting day. What those events are and where they're going and where we're going, who knows? But I know for a fact that we'll be back tomorrow with more great current events here on From the Stretch. I'm Jason DeCanio. Have yourself a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Till then, bye for now.